Leave me out of this because I'd rather not. No, leave me out of this tonight. Can you leave me?
Hey, this is Dion Roy. I'm a singer-songwriter based out of Manhattan, New York, and hi. I've been, I guess, writing my own music as a songwriter for about 4 years. But before that, I was a bass player, and I just switched. You know, I got tired of writing songs for other people, and doing a bunch of writing for other people, so I could do it on my own. I just always loved it, but in high school, friends of mine started a band, and they said, we need a bass player. I was like, alright, I can learn bass in a week. So I started playing bass that way, and that's what got me into it. And then I fell in love from then on. So it's been here from that day. I think it was technically called Terrible. I was, I think it was like kind of folky rock is what I started. And then I played in like a hardcore band, and if you see me like bass. Yeah, listen to my music now. You won't.
A bass player in a hardcore band?
Yeah, I was a bass player in a hardcore band. I was like 15 playing with all these like 25, 28-year-old guys, like they're all drinking and doing all this stuff, and I was like, cool. I'm cool now. But anyway, that's how it started, and it was hardcore. Then it was like I got into funk, so I was like playing slap bass and stuff like that, and and then I don't know, it was then I got into like guys like Ryan Adams and Jeff Buckley, and then I switched, and then all of a sudden I was a songwriter. I mean, my favorite show ever was probably Tom Petty, and when I saw this guy who had been doing it for like decades and decades and decades, it really made me, want to do that with my life. Like this could definitely be something that I could do for like my entire life. I knew that then. That one was a little different. Welcome Home has 6 tracks on it. 5 of the tracks I recorded in L.A. in Santa Monica. We took this house and a guest house in Santa Monica right on the beach, and converted it into a recording studio.
That's cool.
And so we spent like a few weeks out there recording it, and one of the other songs I did right here in New York. But I guess to actually answer your question about the writing process, it's all different. So some of the stuff is like done in one day. Some of the stuff is done over like years. Like one of the songs that made it on there, I'd been working on for like a year, and I just never felt it was good enough until I was actually done and out there and getting it recorded. So,
okay.
I recorded it with Steve Miller. He produces like Tyler Hilton. Tyler Hilton. Him and this guy Tom Breyfogle, who plays drums for Secondhand Serenade. So those 2 guys who I toured with, they recorded and produced the album. I guess there was a talent buyer out there, a marketing guy, and just emailed my manager, and she was like, want to go to Singapore? All expenses paid, a little bit, you spend 8 days in Singapore and play a bunch of shows, and hell yeah. So it was interesting and a new experience.
Don't they have like really strict laws over there about like everything?
They do have strict laws, but it's not quite as bad as like people make it out to sound. Like there's not like canings in the middle of the street or like you spit out your gum. I mean, you'll get like a fine or something like that, and it is really clean, but it's not quite that. Yeah, until I was 9. I was in South Africa. I was actually born in Namibia. Then when I was 2, moved to South Africa. Then when I was 9, moved to New Jersey, and I've been in Manhattan since then.
Are your parents like did they grow up in South Africa?
Oh yeah, or grandparents, great grandparents.
So then, how did the move to Jersey happen?
You know, I mean, like there was some tough stuff going on in South Africa, so my parents said, we better get out of here while we still can, you know, before everything goes kind of super haywire. So we wound up in New Jersey, apparently. But I like Jersey's cool. I like Jersey.
Have you been back to South Africa?
Yeah, all my family is still there. Like my cousins and uncles and aunts and all of them. They're still in South Africa and Israel and.
That's so cool.
International kind of guy. I don't think so.
No.
But I did name Welcome Home my album. So I grew up in a town called Velkom, which is WELKOM. So I named the album Welcome Home. After that, I figured they needed a little love. Anyway, and I wanted to, show my roots in the album, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I named it that. I have a show at the Gramercy Theater set for November 18th. And I'm playing with Tyler and Ryan Cabrera. We're doing like a fundraiser, but other than that, I'm recording in October again. I have a few new songs that I've been playing on the road that I just can't wait to get done. And yeah, but I'm taking it easy probably till Christmas time after this. But I'll be playing here and there in New York, so come see me in New York. I was about a mile away from home after like 6 hours in the car, and I broke down a mile away from my house. So we were on the bridge after the show, and my tire just exploded and like pretty much caught into flames, and there was no shoulder, and I'm like on this bridge.
Oh my god.
In Jersey on my way to drop off all of our stuff, and so I had to pull over, and eventually I did, and like the tires, like pieces of it are all over the place, and there's like cars going by at like 80 miles an hour. So eventually I get to the side, we pull over. I'm like, what the hell do I do with this? And I get out the car for like 2 seconds, and a giant praying mantis flies into the car.
Good luck.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell's going on? My car just, like, my tire exploded, and I'm probably gonna get killed by like an oncoming truck that is like flying by. It's like middle of the night, and I just couldn't get this praying mantis out of the car. And I know you're not supposed to like hurt them. I didn't want to hurt it. It was like, I'm cool with it, but I was like, it's like this big. It was like crazy. It was enormous. And so anyway, I'm there. You know, I'm calling, you know, my dad who's around the corner like a mile away, and I'm like, Dad, could you pick us up? And I'm trying to explain to him for a half hour like how to get there, and like, just staring at this praying mantis the whole time, like he was watching me. And anyway, so he eventually gets there, and then he freaks out because like the car's filled with like tour gear, because we've been like on the road, and there's like empty bottles, not that we're drinking and driving, but like just stuff that we've been like collecting, you know, been on the road for a while. And so he's like freaking out. He's like, I can't even get to your spare tire. So it was just, I guess you probably had to be there, but then like Josiah was there, and then his brother was there, and my dad, and a praying mantis that won't get out of my car. So yeah, that's about the craziest like
that is so weird.
Appropriate story I could yeah, come hang out and let's have some